we're going to talk about this program which is called Not Feed. It's a program that is designed to enhance the quality of the dolphin tours. We have a lot of very knowledgeable people here that have accepted to take part in this program, and they will talk about different aspects of dolphins, tourism, law enforcement, and they're each going to take turn to give you presentations. In the order, I'm going to let Major Bruce Cooper of FWC quickly introduce himself, and then we're going to introduce the speakers, and then we're going to move right on. Now here is Bruce Cooper, who is going to say a few words.
How y'all doing? I'm glad that y'all made it today. I'm Major Bruce Cooper with the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission. I'm the Regional Commander for Northwest Florida. We've been having an issue with the dolphin feeding for probably 10-15 years here in Panama City. Over the last several years, it's gotten really bad. And normally, from the law enforcement standpoint, what we do is we bring in undercover operatives. They ride with the dolphin tour vendors. They usually find a violation of feeding dolphins, and we end up sending out citations a year later, and it's about a $5,000 fine. It's become a vicious cycle. We want to try and move away from that. We want to try and do more outreach to make sure that all the dolphin vendors are aware of the do's and don'ts when it comes to dolphins. Because as you're aware, the dolphins of Panama City, they're becoming humanized. You can go out of St. Andrews Inlet, or you can go out to any of our artificial wrecks, and within 15 minutes, what's going to be there? The dolphins are going to be there. And what's happening, they're becoming more and more dependent on humans, which what will cause harassment, it will cause injuries, and it will cause death to the dolphins. We want the dolphin tour vendors to last for years and years down the road, but we need to start moving in a different direction, more dolphin friendly, so that we make sure that the dolphin, that's the priority, is protecting the dolphin. In the same way, we'll be able to protect your businesses. You're going to have a lot of excellent speakers here today. They're experts in the biology and behavior of dolphins. It's going to be able to improve your tours. You're going to be able to give a more educated tour to your customers, and in turn, you're going to understand the behaviors and the actions of the dolphin when they're around your boat. We're also going to have a session on law enforcement, the laws that you're going to deal with, that we have to enforce, some of the do's and don'ts on boating around dolphins. A good example, we just had 2 young calves killed in Pensacola last week from being run over by boats.
All right, I'm going to introduce the speakers in order of appearance, and they're going to wave at you so that you know who they are. They're standing back here. So we're going to have, I'm Dennis, and then we're going to have Elsa Haubold from FWC. She's over there.
Way back over here.
Major Bruce Cooper. We have seen Special Agent Greg. Greg from NOAA. He's over here. And we have Kristen Stewart that came from Pensacola to talk to you. We have Dan Blasco from SeaWorld. We have Dr. Lydia Staggs from SeaWorld, Secret Homes from SeaWorld. So what I would like to briefly talk about now is the marine tourism worldwide. We are a very important point in the U.S. We're in Florida, and we have a lot of tourism here, and it is important that we provide a service that is up to their expectations. We have several countries that are offering the same thing, and to tell you the truth, these 2 worst spots for dolphin interaction in the world, and it is Zanzibar and Panama City. I mean, it's not funny, but I'm laughing. For some reason, how did we get here? We got here probably by burying our heads in the sand. I started dolphin encounters professionally 18 years ago in 1994, and I have been witnessing the progression of harassment and abuse. I've always been revolted, and most of you know me for, they used to call me the Dolphin Nazi, because I used to go up to people and confront them and engage them in not such a friendly manner, and I apologize if I have offended any of you. But during the years I've changed my tune, because it's probably very unhealthy for myself. I was beating myself inside, because on the one hand I wanted to protect these dolphins, which I love, and on the other hand, I wanted to communicate with all the tour guides and also the tourists that were feeding and harassing dolphins. So I've changed my tune, and I'm much more positive, I'm much more communicative, and I network with people, companies, and I have done my best to put this program in place. I've gotten a lot of help from TED, Blue Dolphins, from FWC, from the scientific community, from Golf World, and I'm just amazed. For me, it's a dream come true that you guys have accepted to be here to listen to what we all have to say. And I know it's because you are concerned about your jobs, about the quality of your service. And by attending this training course, as the major was saying, you're going to learn things that are going to allow you to improve the quality of your service. I mean, your clients want to know more about dolphins than you might know, so you have the chance to get educated on dolphin physiology, biology, behavior, etc. We have experts here that are going to talk about this, and you're going to be able to make your tours interesting. I know you guys run like mostly 2-hour tours. We've been running 4-hour tours, and I've been facing that challenge, is that what are you going to do for 4 hours if the dolphins are not here, or there's few dolphins? What are you going to do if you don't have that kick, that adrenaline kick that people are looking for? But you're going to talk to them about what? So by being interesting, you're offering a better service, and you probably will get a bigger tip. So I want to talk about sustainability. I was saying 18 years ago I was here, and I've seen the number of people that want access to the dolphins increase more and more year after year. We had last year an incredible proportion of people in the water. The ratio of people in the water to one dolphin was astronomical, like maybe 20-25 people for one dolphin. So you imagine that we're in 2013, you take it 20 years from now, and the ratio is increasing every year. Where are we going? It's just unsustainable. We're not able to keep it up at this rate, so we have to find strategies that are allowing us to maintain this industry going, so that we can keep our jobs and also manage the resource that we're drawing on. We're drawing on dolphins, on the wild dolphin population, but we need to understand this resource in order to, well, we're not managing it, but we have a relationship with this, with the wildlife, and we need to understand this relationship and all its implications. And that's why we have invited specialists that will talk about this special relationship. So as we're abusing our resources, we're causing bankruptcy, literally. I mean, we're cutting the branch we're sitting on. Now, sustainability equals profit. I've been trying to unify the industry. We were all so far separated, not really talking to one another. We had maybe personal relationship between owners. But now I see that we have a very strong response, that people are getting together. They're talking about the issues because they understand that their livelihood is depending on it. And the more unified we are, the more weight we bear in the face of the community. And if we have one voice, then it's much easier to communicate and to network with FWC, law enforcement, with the TDC. The goal of the program is to have the participating businesses that comply with the guidelines, of which we're going to talk later. They will be featured on, one of the privileges will be to be featured on the TDC website as the operators that are doing the right thing. So not only are we helping the Dolphins, but we're helping ourselves. And the TDC website has millions of hits. So indirectly, you're going to benefit greatly from this, from participating in this program. Yeah, how did we get to where we are? I talked about it briefly. Ignorance first, not in a bad way, but we don't know that, for instance, I had a client that was in the water, she was swimming, and the big male dolphin was right next to her, and he was jaw clapping. What does jaw clapping mean? I mean, Dan Blasco from Golfer is going to explain to you what the different behaviors are. But jaw clapping means that the dolphin is very upset, and he's potentially going to hurt you. So that lady was saying, "Oh no, I don't want to get out of the water. That dolphin is talking to me. He's communicating." Yeah, right. He was going to bite her. So I pulled her out of the water. So this is a typical example of ignorance. But as you learn dolphin behavior, you're going to know, you're going to recognize the cues that the dolphins are giving you. They're going to give you the cues so that you're going to be able to avoid injuries. And what does an injury mean? It's a big deal. I mean, not only for the person that's injured, but for the company, for the whole industry. It's going to reflect on the whole industry. So if any of us does something drastic and is the cause of an accident, we'll be sort of responsible for potentially having things escalate. Right now, it is still possible. We still have the privilege to do what we're doing, providing we don't harass the dolphins, of course. But that privilege could be easily changed and revoked by a change in the Marine Mammal Protection Act. And FWC and NOAA are going to talk about this specifically to you later. Greed. Yeah, of course. The more striking the experience, the more adrenaline rush there is, the bigger the tip is going to be, right? I mean, that's natural. So what you're going to want to do is, even if you have to harass the dolphin, you're going to provide this experience because of two things. Because you want a big tip, you want to satisfy your customer, and also because the expectations of your clients are too high. You have not briefed them. I'm not saying you're not doing this, but it's an example. You have not briefed them to dolphin behavior, setting limits, what they can do, what they cannot do. And this is why it's happening. They're expecting what they see out there on TV. They see this in advertisements, photos. You see the dolphins come up, they open their mouth, and then the hand goes out there. So that's what they're expecting. They're expecting the dolphins to come up, and they want to be close. They want to hug them. Some of them want to feed them. Some of them want to give them sandwiches, beer, cigarettes. I've seen it all. So by getting educated, you can inform your clients from reliable sources about what they can do and what they cannot do, and you can control them. And in this respect, you're greatly decreasing the risks of injuries to your clients, to yourself, and to the dolphins. Complacency, you're not saying anything. Yeah, this friend of yours is a notorious dolphin feeder, but you know, you're just gonna close your eyes even though you believe that it's not good to do that. You're gonna say nothing. You know, let it be because I'm benefiting from it. Of course, you bring your boat right to a feeder and you have a great interaction. Your clients are in the water and everything is good. It's good for you, it's good for the tips, it's not good for the dolphins, and in the long run it's dangerous. So you're just not saying anything by convenience. So that's what I mean by complacency. Lack of leadership, as I was saying, we were scattered, and each business owner is doing his own thing, competing against the other one, but now we feel the need to unify and communicate and maybe be more courteous on the water. And again, the fact that you are here tells me that you're doing a great effort and that we're going towards in the right direction. I want to briefly talk about the whale watching industry. In the last 20 years, the whale watching industry, I'm talking up north, Massachusetts, New England, where the whales are feeding in the summer, there's a lot of whale tours. And until a few years back, anything went. I mean, it was easy to just bring anybody up there, bring your boat up there. And now more and more there are stricter and stricter regulations because scientists have proven that the humpback whale is very sensitive and can only take so much abuse. So they have put in place, NOAA has put in place lots of guidelines, regulations, and the boat owners, the operators have accepted and adopted those guidelines, which are extremely controlled. And why are they extremely controlled and rigid? Because the whales are very sensitive. The bottlenose dolphin is not as sensitive as the humpback whale, but there is a margin of tolerance beyond which, you know, we're gonna not lose them, but we're gonna lose their cooperation, and we're gonna run into some. Maybe the dolphins are going to not want to be in this area because it's unsustainable for them, so they're gonna move, and it's gonna disrupt their natural distribution. Also, by feeding, we're displacing them in one area, while without feeding, they would be scattered organically around the bay and the Gulf area. And I was talking about Florida being a very important place for tourism and for dolphin viewing. Elsa Haubold is going to explain to you. She has graphs, she has numbers, and she has a very interesting topic there to talk to you about. But just as an example, worldwide in 2008 there were 13 million people from doing dolphin and whale watching in 119 different countries. So we're not the only place that has experienced, you know, this problem. A lot of other countries have experienced it, and they have found ways to deal with it, especially Australia and Mozambique. They have come out with some very interesting guidelines. I'm going to try and burn a CD for you with all the additional information that you can access so that we can cut this presentation short. So as I was saying, abusing dolphins is cutting the branch we're sitting on. Unifying the industry, we've talked about this. This is what we're doing. Networking with the community, that's what we're doing. The result of networking is the coming together of all these different parties in the community that are here. Education is what we're trying to do, and we're gonna do our best to invite speakers that will give conferences or presentations to which you're welcome to attend, so that you can educate yourself on the subject of dolphins throughout the year. Now, one of the main condition to being a member of this association is to abide by the guidelines. And we got together about 3 times with the owners, operators, the people that are employing you or that are maybe here, to discuss what these guidelines should be, what the do's and the don'ts should be. And we came up and agreed, all the owners agreed on the following guidelines, which are here. So I already told you about the pre-departure expectations to minimize dolphin harassment, because a lot of times you find yourself cornered into providing the experience that the client is expecting, even though you may not really agree with it and you may know that it's harassing the dolphin. Acknowledge other captains and be courteous. That helps maintaining an atmosphere of friendliness on the water, which sometimes, as you all know, can turn pretty sour. Slow down to idle speed whenever in an area dolphin tours are engaged in dolphin watch or swim. Most of this is common sense. If there are other boats waiting in line to put clients in the water, don't cut them off. Wait for your turn. When letting clients in the water, stay at a reasonable distance from other boats or jet skis who have clients in the water, and wait until their swimmers are back on board. This is the sort of cooperation that we can promote. Promote sliding in the water rather than jumping, and include that in your briefing. All this you can include in your briefing to minimize clients' expectations. The don't to captains and guides: do not feed the dolphins. That's the basic. That's the beginning. Do not feed the dolphins, and the scientists that are going to talk later are going to explain to you why. Do not touch the dolphins. They're going to explain to you why not touch them. Do not tease the dolphins by throwing objects or buckets. The bucket trick is a good one. You all know these things because, we have all done that. I choose not to do it anymore. I used to do it. I don't do it anymore because I understand much better why I should not do it, because it's teasing the heck out of these dolphins, and being teased, they get frustrated, and a frustrated dolphin can be aggressive. And you all know that because this last summer we have had a high occurrence of dolphins becoming physical with clients or people in the water. Do not use your boats to corral dolphins. One boat behind, 2 boats on the side, everybody goes, and then one boat comes in the front and they're locked in. So they're locked in. What do? They're going to dive down, they're going to head off of the sandbars, they're going to go into deep water, and you're going to lose them. So keep them, be cool with them, and you'll keep them in shallow water on the sandbars. Do not jump on top of dolphins. It's obvious. Do not get between a mother and a calf. In general, use extreme caution in the presence of mother and calf pairs. Dan is going to talk about this from Gulf World, about habituation, feeding and habituation, about a female dolphin that's been habituated to be fed before she got pregnant is going to keep up the habit, and she's going to drag her newborn by the side of the boats in the middle of this chaos from day one. The baby may be born the evening before. The next morning, this mom is going to be with her baby in the middle of jet ski tours and dolphin tours. So be extremely careful with mother and calf pairs. Do not drive your boat or jet ski through areas with swimmers. Do not insist on letting customers in the water when dolphins show signs of discomfort. Repeated changes in direction, avoidance, leaving sandbars for deep water, long and deep dives. As a jet ski tour guide, do not let go of your machine while you are in the water if other tours are present. We're not going to inflict on you the tightest restrictions that will not allow you to do your job. But if you have a lot of tours in the same area and you're jumping off your wave runner and all your clients are jumping off the wave runners are drifting with the wind or the current, and they're getting into other boats and into other swimmers. And then the guide has to go back and bring the skis back to the clients, and this is not healthy in a crowded environment. Expect same from customers. It is dangerous for swimmers and it creates hazard to navigation. As a jet ski tour guide, do not stay on top of dolphins with your tour more than the time it takes for your customers to get a good look at dolphins. By keeping your tour on top of dolphins, you're not only crowding and upsetting them, but you're also keeping other tours from seeing the dolphins. So what can we do if we see somebody that is feeding, or, you don't have to do anything that's not compulsory, but what you can do to help is take a photo, is take note of the FL number. If you know the name of the person, write the person's name down and go talk to your employer. Your employer knows what to do, and he has the choice of doing something or not doing anything. But at least he has the choice. And then by partnering with FWC, we can get to a point where it's easier for enforcement.